Hey guys, welcome to another review. And here's my review for Marvel Studios, The Marvels. Sorry for doing this only on audio, but I had to go see this movie out of town, and I didn't bring my camera with me, so I just said, fuck it, after I saw this movie, head back to the hotel and just do an audio video and just get it out for you guys. I wanted to see this movie early because I really was excited to see this movie, to see how bad it was. When I got invited for early access, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I really am dying to see just a really bad superhero movie. And that's just based off the trailers. The trailers, I don't care. Nobody can convince me that those trailers made this movie look good. Like, I didn't know if the movie was going to be good or not. Like, if I went to this movie and I was shocked of how good it was, I'd admit it. I'm like, good job. I thought this movie would suck ass, but you proved me wrong. But this movie did not do that. And the trailers really didn't help. The trailers for this movie looked so cringy, looked so stupid. The visuals looked god awful. Like, it had Kamala Khan not shutting the fuck up, Brie Larson trying to act. I think after Brie Larson won her Oscar, she lost 100 IQ points and forgot how to act. And it had Monica Rambeau, Tiana Paris, just looking bored. And when you watch this movie, that look is the whole movie. She just looks bored as shit in this role. The trailers just look like crap. And when I got done watching this movie, I actually thought that the trailers made the movie look maybe better, because this movie was so bad that the trailers were actually better than the movie, and the trailers were god awful. This movie is on a whole level of bad. This is one of, I think, the worst MCU film. The worst. It has the worst villain. It has the most generic, forgettable villain, like Malekith and, what the fuck, what's his name, Mickey Rourke from Iron Man 2. They're more memorable than this villain. It has underwhelming action sequences, terrible direction. Nia DaCosta directed this movie. She did a dreadful job. I don't know where her directing skills is, but this lady, she doesn't know how to direct or choreographed good action sequences. Just terrible. And the comedy, oh my god. There's so many like comedic bits in this movie. Saying they're cringe is such an understatement. This movie is like preschool level humor. Like, this is some of the comedic bits is like 10-year-olds who watched Whose Line Is It Anyway and think they know how to do improv or something. It is that bad. It is so juvenile, and it was like uncomfortable to watch just how unfunny it was. And I was in a theater with like 150, 60 people, and it was like crickets in the theater. And there were like diehard Marvel fans out there that were pumped. I had people there with Captain Marvel shirts, and a couple people cosplay as Carol Danvers and Kamala Khan. Even they were silent in this movie with the comedic bits. And I'm like, man, most Marvel fans laugh at anything. A freaking character farts and they like die of laughter. I think even the Marvel fans are getting tired of the Marvel shtick. And yeah, I just really had to talk about the comedy. Like, I don't know who wrote this movie, and I swear this movie was written by like 12-year-old kids, written in crayon or something. Like, it is so bad. The exposition is bad. The story is bad. The comedy, the character interactions, the conversations. I mean, the characters in this movie don't even talk like real people. I don't know what was happening. I was blown away. When everybody was acting in this movie, I was like, this can't be the real acting. This movie has an Oscar winner Brie Larson in this movie. It has like Samuel Jackson and Jude Law, Ben Mendelsohn in some scenes. Like there's talented people, but none of them are acting properly. It's weird. The acting is so stilted and it's odd, and it's like they were all like reading off big giant cue cards while they were like reading their parts. It was horrible. It was so bad. And I feel like a lot of people are going to say that the three leads are the best. Like, I don't know what people are going to say about this movie. Some of the people that went to the screening despised it. But I didn't get to talk to too many people. But the three leads were terrible. Brie Larson is bad in this movie. She is a terrible Carol Danvers. Every like movie she's been in as Carol Danvers is terrible. Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame. Now this movie, she was just a bad choice to play Carol Danvers. She is dreadful in this movie though. Tiana Paris is Monica Rambeau. She's awful too. She just it's such a bland performance. Like it's so bland. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know why she was so monotone and just so uninterested in this role. And from the interviews, it looked like she was excited. So I don't know. And then there's what's her name? Aman Vellani, who plays Kamala Khan. I think a lot of people are gonna love her because the only laughs that I did hear from the theater were from her jokes. I thought she was unbearably unfunny. I thought she was annoying. But people will like her. I don't know. I wasn't a fan. I thought her whole character is just fangirling over Carol Danvers and like Nick Fury and all the stuff. That's like her whole character. This whole movie is like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and it's really, really annoying. The whole movie is just her fangirling, screaming, whining, crying, giggling. It's a very irritating performance, and I'm like, I was getting a headache watching any of the characters in this movie. But like, it's a Marvel movie, so like the Marvel should have good visuals and good action sequences, and no, like the visuals were terrible. It was bad. This is like a $300 million budget film, and it looks like a $20 million budget film. It looks terrible. The scenes were like, they're like punching each other, flying, shooting beams at each other. It looks like it's a CW show. I was like, what the fuck? This is a $300 million movie? And it looks this awful? Like, Ex Machina is like a $10 million, $20 million budget movie. And then the visual effects in that movie is incredible. And this one is a $300 million budget movie, and it looks the shit. The action wasn't good. I thought the action at least would have been pretty cool because in the movie, the three Marvels, like they swap like places and powers and everything. And I thought that would be kind of cool. It would be like creative ways to do action sequences, but they don't do it properly. Maybe it was the editing or the directing. Like, there were so many scenes I thought like some cool action scenes would happen with them swapping and changing powers. But no, they do nothing creative with that idea. They just try so hard to focus on making it funny. And then when it comes to the action, it's just boring and unoriginal and just terrible to look at. And the whole movie is so basic. Just so basic. These three girls, they have the powers, they're swapping bodies, and now they gotta team up and defeat the evil bad person, and then they do, and then it ends, and I'm just like, there's nothing in this movie that's original, that's unique, or stylistic, or funny, or anything enjoyable. It's such a bland, soulless, unfunny, cringy, shitty film that I laughed at. The only time I laughed in this movie was when it ended, and I'm like, This is the movie people were excited for. This is the movie that people were saying, don't knock it until you see it. Don't judge Marvel. Marvel's still great. After this, I beg to differ. This was a terrible, terrible film. One of the worst, might be the worst MCU film I've watched. Like, when I watch a Marvel movie, I can still think of something I liked. Like, I think Thor: The Dark World is a terrible movie, but I like Thor and Loki in that movie. And there's like a cool chase sequence that's pretty cool. Even Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder was a terrible movie, but at least the Guardians of the Galaxy, when they were in it, it was pretty cool. And again, Thor tries his best to save that shitty ass movie. And what's another one? Even the first Captain Marvel. I hated that movie. I think it's one of the worst Marvel films. But at least Nick Fury was good in that movie. I liked Nick Fury in that movie. And The Eternals, another really shitty film. But at least that had some decent visuals, and there was an action scene here and there that I enjoyed. This movie had nothing. I didn't like the music, the action, visuals, the performances. Like, this movie had Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, and he always kills it as Nick Fury. And even he wasn't great in this movie. Nothing was good in this movie. I think this movie fails at everything. It's horrendous. The worst. The Marvels is the worst Marvel movie, like, ever. And I'm just MCU. I'm just talking about just Marvel property. It's embarrassing. It's shit. There's going to be some Marvel fanboys and fangirls out there that are going to defend this movie, say it's amazing, say it's great. The Rotten Tomatoes score hasn't came up yet, so I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative, but as a film right now, I just got back from seeing it, and I'm telling you right now, to me, it is complete and utter shit. One of the worst. Please don't go see it. Don't give Marvel and Disney any of your money on this crap. This movie deserves to bomb so they can learn from their mistakes and make something good. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Join the dark side.